It's unbelievable.
It seems like yesterday and 20 years ago all at the same time.
5 years ago, Colorado clocked its first documented case of COVID-19. Casey Gruber and Karen Biffinger with HCA HealthONE Rose remember those early days well in March 2020.
I think that'll be a day that essentially lives in infamy. Our world got flipped upside down.
I remember the calls starting to flood in. I remember multiple questions from the community coming in on, is this real? What are you seeing in the hospital? What are you not?
In the days that followed, countries began locking down. Cases began to climb. Uncertainty, like the virus, lingered in the air.
When the pandemic started, we didn't know if we should be wearing masks. We didn't have vaccines. We didn't know the proper spacing precautions. Restaurants were closing, schools were closing. It really put a crunch on the healthcare system.
Decisions were made quickly, from which hospitals would be used for intensive care patients to how they'd use PPE and clean. As cases climbed, masks became required, and hospital visits from loved ones were limited.
And I would say as a healthcare worker, that was one of the hardest things to do originally. However, when you understood the impact that it had to patients and families and the level of protecting them to keep them safe, it made perfect sense. I'll never forget, one of our very own became one of our intensive care patients. And he was incredibly sick, intubated, all of the things, and the fear that that brings when you are people taking care of our own was very real.
iPads and technology offered a critical connection in tough moments. An ER doc's therapy dog offered comfort that lingers today.
Dr. Ryan still has Peppy in the ER, and then our CEO, Casey, also got a therapy dog, and so Ralphie now lives at Rose Medical Center.
5 years later, COVID has gone from pandemic to endemic. Vaccines and new strains helping make cases far less severe for many here in Colorado and around the world. But Karen and Casey say Colorado's healthcare system feels the effects today.
If you were to say what's changed, I would say everything.
Yeah, I think we learned a lot from COVID. I think we learned how to better protect ourselves when a patient comes in with an infectious disease. I think we learned how to utilize our resources a bit differently and support our people.
Healthcare has changed and it has impacted everything. It has made us better, it has made us stronger.